to infinity and beyond.
What's up, everybody? Roger and James here from DisKingdom. In this episode, we're going to be talking about Pinball FX3, which is going to be coming this kind of summer. They've not really announced an official date yet for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, PC. This is the sort of the third installment, so this is taking over from Zen Pinball 2 or Star Wars Pinball, Marvel Pinball, whichever FX. There's so many different branding. I actually think it's great that they are bringing everything under the one house. This past week they confirmed for a live stream and through the information all the tables which are previous purchases which you are going to be able to bring forward with you onto Pinball FX3. And the great news is all the Star Wars and all the Marvel tables from previous platforms can be imported over. There's even a little bit of sort of Steam integration as well between Xbox and PC. For me, I'll just play it on PlayStation 4, and I'm just like, yes, Pinball FX3 looks like it's going to be pretty cool. They're upping the ante. It's more visually better. It's aimed at the new console, so it's not worried about the Vita and the Wii and all of this. So they've announced all the Star Wars ones coming over. So there's lots of different ones in there. You've got like the Marvel originals. So there's lots of older ones from like Pinball 1, I think. You've got there's a lot. They're more comic-based ones. Then we got into the movie ones like Age of Ultron, Ant-Man, and then we've got There was Guardians of the Galaxy. There was the Woman of Power one as well. Star Wars-wise, we had like the new ones like Rogue One and Force Awakens, and then we had some of the older ones in there as well, based on the original ones. Last night I was actually playing, as you'll see in the video below, of some of the other ones, because it's odd really, because I actually have the Marvel Pinball Epic Collection on disc. So I haven't got the digital copies of a lot of the Marvel ones. I've got them on the disc version, but then I've got some of the newer ones digitally, and it's all a bit messed up. So I'm literally now waiting on a PlayStation sale to pick up all the OPACs, because I'm going to pick them all up again digitally, because now they're all going to be working with FX3. It's going to give them a new lean life. I think they are going to be looking a little bit better. You can see when you play the older things of just how much smaller the tables are compared to the newer ones, but this is just great news all round for us.
Yeah, this is perfect. Anytime a company is going to release a new product, but they're going to be like, all right, well, if you have the old product, then it works just fine with the new product. That's a win for consumers, because the money that you spent is now, working for you in this next game as well. And I'm in a situation where I've got a lot of these tables on Xbox One, and then I've purchased a lot of them through the Humble Bundle as well. Yeah. So I have most of these on the PC. So I'll have them on both PC. I'll have them on the Xbox One. I'll have them in Pinball FX3.
Yeah.
And it'll encourage me to play through all of them again, because for the most part, there are a couple of exceptions, but for the most part, these are very quality tables. Yeah. Almost all of them are ones that you can easily play, 10, 20 times and still not get bored with them, still not see all the different little bits and pieces of them. That's coming from a person who's not particularly good at pinball. Yeah. So if you're a master pinball person, then, just don't tell us and don't make us feel bad about ourselves.
It's definitely good. I mean, as well as that, it definitely bulks out when Pinball FX3 comes in. It's coming in with a mass collection of tables, because you've also got like the Bethesda ones like Doom, you've got the Fox ones. There's a few that aren't making the jump. I think like Street Fighter,
South Park,
Plants vs. Zombies. Some of them are licensed things. When they was talking about before, well, we've kind of got a few licensing issues. I'm going, please don't be Marvel and Star Wars, please, because I love this game, and I'm like, jumping into FX3 going, this is fantastic, this is exactly what I want. And I'm really hoping, because that we are going to get a Last Jedi table announced coming, and maybe even a 4 Ragnarok, because obviously they've been putting all their efforts into FX3, so that might be why they didn't do Guardians of the Galaxy or Spider-Man Homecoming. I think they were working on the actual main game. So I'm really hoping that, I know they've done a license, they are working on other titles to bring new content, because I love these things. These are so, especially some of their more recent ones, Rogue One and Woman of Power was so cool.
Yeah, this is one of those things where they get to go out and say, look at all this content we already have for this game, and now we're going to release new content as well. It's kind of taking maybe the Marvel Heroes jump to console approach, but actually including legitimate new content on top of the old content as well.
There are lots of new ones coming as well. I'm hoping really that they kind of can do some stuff with Disney and bring that in there as well.
I was just going to say, I think a Disneyland or a Disney World table, with the castle right up at the top, and Mickey and Minnie hopping around on the sides, could actually be a really good table.
Yeah, and they've also, they did actually announce as well, there's 3 new tables as part of their, like, a Universal deal. So there's like a Jaws table, Back to the Future, and also E.T. So that's part of their big launch going forward as the new ones coming out. So they should be quite fun as well, because it's like, they're classic rides as well, and classic movies. So they've gone down that deal with going into Universal and stuff. So it's looking quite, I'm really looking forward to, like, Pinball FX3 and seeing, lots of new alterations, lots of online play, and really upping the game for, like, this new generation.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see if some of these older tables that came out maybe in Pinball FX1 or at the beginning of Pinball FX2, maybe if they'll do some touch-ups to them to bring in some of the technologies that they developed for the later tables, because there is a noticeable difference in the complexity of the newer tables versus the olders. They're much shorter, like you mentioned that, and we don't want them to change the tables. Like we don't want to go into the X-Men table and be like, wait, this is nothing like I remember it. But making little tiny adjustments to, upgrade some of the graphics, maybe update some of the character models so that they're a little more detailed, stuff like that.
Yeah, I
was just
going, have they smudged Fantastic Four? Have they? And then no, it's in the Legends pack. It's included in it. They haven't been. Fantastic Four made the jump.
Well, I could absolutely see them just being like, by the Fantastic Four, we of course meet Black Bolt, Medusa, Karnak, and the dog Lockjaw. Yeah. Well, the Fantastic Four, they've always been the Inhumans. I don't know what you're talking about.
Look at my eyes.
Yeah, don't think too hard on it.
It definitely is good. I'm really looking forward to seeing what's coming on, and I'm thinking this would be good going forward of new content, because I imagine once they've got this platform, they'll be based on it for years. And they can keep adding to it. I like the fact they kind of made a big deal out of the roster reveal rather than coming straight out the bat. I think they were still dealing with some of the licensing issues. Which, it sucks if you brought those ones, but I think everyone that I brought actually is coming over, because I got a few. I've got like the Aliens and the Family Guy ones as well, so definitely good. Looking forward to this. But I did look on the PlayStation Store the other day, going, right. Well, I did just kind of go, right. Okay, I do want to get these. I want to get the Star Wars ones, the older ones that I haven't got. And there is a bundle going on, but I'm going, I've seen these before on sale, so I don't need them straight away. And the Marvel ones, I'm like really kicking myself, because I picked up the physical version of the Epic Collection, and I'm like, well, I need it digitally, because when like last night, I'm like, I need to record some footage for this. I want to play some pinball for like 20 minutes or so. Oh no, the disc is upstairs somewhere in a pile. My wife's in bed. It's like, oh no. This is like the digital version, but it just looks good.
I'll wonder, if there's enough demand for it, maybe they'll do something like the Rock Band games did, where you'll be able to download like an export key or something like that for the physical copy. Because as far as I know, that Marvel pack is the only physical pinball one that they've released so far. But it is worth keeping in mind, if you do have one of these packs that isn't currently making the jump to FX3, it doesn't sound like they're planning on delisting FX2. So it's not like you'll lose these packs. You just won't be able to play them in this version of the game.
Yeah, no, but it's definitely good forward. And it's also that thing as well for me, you're feeling like pinball's going forward. The only thing I would have said now, Switch. The Switch, I played pinball. I played the Pinball Xena so much on my Vita. I think I played it more on my Vita than I did on PlayStation 4, because it was great to take when I was, if you were traveling or you were out playing it on that, and you could flip it long ways and play it. So that's the only trouble, is FX isn't going to be working with the Vita or anything like that. That's all gone now. You can do remote play, I suppose, so that should be all right. But
I'm just kind of hoping that they're holding a Switch release in tight. Maybe they just want to get it out on the Xbox, Windows, and PlayStation because those are the big platforms. With a Switch one not too far in behind those. I mean, this is the pinball games are on every system imaginable at this point. You could probably, I know, you could find them on a Game Boy, I'm sure, at this point. So I think Switch is not a question of if, it's a question of when.
I had Sonic Spinball on my Genesis, so
that was actually a really good game. And hell, the Pokemon pinball games from back in the day. I haven't played much Pokemon. I played the red or blue or whatever, and that's been about it. But the Pokemon pinball was a really good game.
And also I think as well, these are great games you can just pick up and play for a little bit if you've got 20 minutes, half an hour. They're not like super long things. So it's definitely a cool thing. But we'd love to know your thoughts on Pinball FX3 and all the Marvel and Star Wars things coming over and what you might want to see in the future. As per usual, check us out over at DisKingdom. Hit that subscribe button, hit that little notification bell as well so you can keep up with the latest videos. And also you can find James over at heroiclegacy.com. And we shall see you guys soon. Laters.
Later.